Halloween just passed, and you are really, in my world, you're really well known for the thing, for the Adams Family work that you did. Was it three movies you're involved with the Adams Family?
Uh, that's correct. There was two that were through Paramount Pictures, Adam's Family and Adam's Family Values, and then Saban Entertainment, who were the ones responsible for Power Rangers and all their
Okay.
franchise. They had they bought rights to do a direct video version, but they didn't have theatrical release rights, so theirs went direct to video. And the only original people for that version was myself and Carl Stryken, who played Lurch, and Tim Curry played Gomez, and Daryl Hannah played Morticia, and some other old-time actors were some of the other parts. I think it was Alice Ghostly who was in Bewitched and stuff, and so you had some of these iconic character actors. But it was still good. They didn't have the budget of Paramount, so a lot of green screen, and it didn't look quite as well. But it was Tim Curry did a really great job actually as Gomez, and it's a cute movie. It's still good. But yeah, that was the third one.
There are so many famous people in all those movies. I mean, did you keep a relationship with any of them from those movies?
Um, well, they
Or is it like any
not
other job?
well. I mean, these people, like the Paramount ones, it's Angelica Houston, who's like a major film actress, right?
Christopher
And
Lloyd.
Raul Julia. So, this is my first movie. I'm not a real actor. I'm just don't even barely know how to function on the set and what's going on. But I'll tell you, they were the most gracious people, and they treated me like a regular actor guy, and thing was considered a real character and role in the movie. So, but I'll tell you one couple stories that I just remember filming a scene with Angelica Houston that day, and I think that night she was up for some award, like Golden Globe or something, and I was comfortable with her just enough, and I said, good luck tonight on the award show. And she said back to me, "Oh, thank you, Christopher." And that blew me the frig away. Because I
Wow.
thought, how does she knows my name? Like, she is not some prima donna, uppity actress. She called me by my name. It was like really genuine, right?
You
And
immediately
Raul
looked
Julia.
down for a name tag. She knew it.
No, it was really. I mean, it was just whole level of respect for her. She was always really, and her and Raul Julia gave an amazing little Tiffany box as a parting gift, and it was like a silver. I don't know what it is, like a little silver medallion kind of thing, but it has their name inscribed in there. With love from Raul Julia and Angelica, and so just classy people, and Raul Julia. You see, I don't know, you maybe remember this if you've just seen the movie again. There's a scene where they shoot, as you know more than anybody, they shoot movies out of sequence usually. So
Yeah.
one of the early scenes I did was with Raul Julia, where Thing is running to get help, and Raul Julia is all distraught in a motel room and disheveled, and Thing grabs a spoon from a cereal bowl and starts the Morse code, send help, Morticia in danger, blah blah blah. So I'm under a table, I'm looking at a monitor, my hand's locked into the table, and I'm doing a few scenes, and then the director says, okay, let's do one more, but make it really frantic. It's the end of the movie, you're racing for your life to try and save Morticia, you're frantic. Okay, I think to myself, okay, frantic, excited, okay. But I look in the monitor, and I feverishly, as he says action, I grab the spoon out of the cereal bowl, but I grab it so aggressively, it hit the edge of the bowl of cereal, and it starts to, it's like slow motion in my mind. I look at the monitor because I'm under the table looking at the TV screen,
Right.
and I see the cereal bowl kick into the air, flip into the air, and starts to spin, and the whole bowl of cereal and milk lands on Rogelio's face. He's covered in milk, and I think to myself, oh my God, this is like my third day of filming. I'm going to be fired. I'm done. This is terrible. And then they yelled cut, and then Raul started laughing, and then the crew started laughing as he wiped cereal out of his face. So I thought, oh my God, thank God, this is he's a great guy. And
Wow.
and so just a lot of little things like that you go, oh, they were really amazing people, actually. But yeah, no, I don't, they're big stars. I don't, I don't converse with them I will say, like another friend of me, you probably know him, Todd Carr, who writes a lot of magic books. He ran into Christina Ricci somewhere at some, mall or something, and he said, "Oh yeah, hi, nice to meet you. I'm a fan of your work." He said, "Oh, a friend of mine was Thing in the Addams Family," and she said, "Oh yeah, he was a really nice guy. Yeah, say hello." So, so the fact that they even remember me on any level is nice. But no, I don't.
That's
To answer your
awesome.
question,
That's
I don't. I
awesome.
don't. I don't
Well,
talk to them.
I'm telling you, I only get really excited for certain guests. I mean, I like all my friends that come on here, but man, I was excited about you. I had to do a gig today, and I'm playing on my steering wheel, thinking about talking to you tonight, and I'm all excited, and I'm pretending I'm Thing. And man, my hand was cramping. I mean, trying to walk around and do this thing. And how was your hand cramps? How was? I mean, did you have to ice your hand at nighttime? How did that work? I
No, I
mean,
did. No, that's a really great question because a lot of people think it's just some movie effect, and it's not. I shot every one of those scenes. I shot with the real actors, right? So if I'm arm wrestling Raul Julia or painting Angelica Houston's nails, all these scenes I'm really doing live with them. And so what they do is they have something called a motion control camera. So basically, if you lock off a camera and shoot me, and then I step away and they shoot it again, and what they do is they race my body frame by frame, and then the second shot of the camera they use to fill in where my body would be, right? So I had to shoot everything twice. And so it took 4 months to shoot all this because of so much timing it took to shoot all the shots. So they have a thing called a motion control camera where the camera now is computerized and it's tracking me down a hallway, and then I step out and they track the same shot exactly because it's duplicated, and then when they erase my body. So you get these amazing special effects shots of Thing running down the hallway or Thing running across the street.
so were you on a skateboard in that scene? Because you were running pretty
Yeah,
fast.
yeah, different things. They had like customized kind of flat cart that was to the ground that they could push me on.
I don't even know
So
if
you're
I
right
could.
when you say like your hand. The reason you have legs and shoes is because you take your leg muscle to carry your body and shoes to protect your feet, right? So when my hand is running across asphalt at 2 a.m, freezing, and the sheer of pain shooting through my fingertips as I bounce on the top of that asphalt is really, really painful. Because it's, but because there's no, I don't have little pads on my finger. So the other thing that's people don't realize too is that that movie was actually first owned by Orion Pictures, and they were going through some financial struggles and were going bankrupt. So they ended up mid part of the filming selling it to Paramount, and then everything kind of changed in terms of budgets and stuff. But there was no, the script would just say Thing runs to the door, Thing scampers to across the street. Like there's no real direction, and so I had to come up with how it moved, the characterization. You have to think things like also that because my hand's attached to my arm, if Thing jumps off the table onto the floor, you have to compensate for gravity, right? You can't look like it's floating. So you're always having to be aware of sustaining your body upright, how gravity affects the hand dropping in the correct time. I would try and think of ways that the hand could be interesting. Because here's I'm going to give you another Hollywood tip that I do. I know probably everything, not everything, but I'm probably one of the foremost hand actors now in terms of understanding hand acting, right? So if you see a Disney movie and like the movie Cars, for instance, the headlights become eyes, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
Beauty and the Beast, the candlestick. At some point you see eyes, and the eyes are always the soul of a character, right? Well, the hand doesn't have eyes, so how do you convey the soul? And it's hard to do, so you do it through mannerisms, right? So I said, I'm jumping up and down excited like a puppy dog. I run so fast I slide around the corner like Charlie Chaplin. I'm creepy like a spider. I'm nervous and I shake. I run so fast I bounce over the wall like a Buster Keaton movie, right? So I was trying to think, how can I make the director, because they would look at the dailies, with the daily shots of what they shot the day before. I wasn't allowed to be in those rooms, but the director and the producer were, and I'd hear later like, oh, they laughed at what you did. They thought that was funny. So I kept trying to, and they started adding more scenes for me because they said, oh, this is going to be a great special effect for the movie. So they added scenes that weren't in the movie the first time.
That's awesome. When you
Script,
said when you said he slid around that corner, I'm just replaying those scenes. When you mentioned that stuff to me and shaking, it's flashing back. It totally makes sense now. I mean, it was awesome. It was great.
Yeah, I
Who
mean,
is?
it is what it is. You can only, I mean, it's not like I'm, Marlon Brando, but I try to give it personality that I think people resonated with. They feel like it's a humanistic. However, this hand, we don't know how the hand got to be how the hand was. Like, what happened? Was it a
Right.
full body? Was it born like this? There's really no backstory for Thing, but I think people feel like it's a legitimate family member, right?
Mm-hmm.
A character.
Who was the original Thing in the television show?
Well, the original, that's a good stumper too. I'll tell you, I know a lot about I've done a lot of history reading of all the first series, and the black and white TV series is what I first remember growing up watching. Thing was that if you look at the credits of that TV series, it says Thing. It says itself. It doesn't even name who really did it. It just calls it itself, which is interesting. But the person that actually did it was Ted Cassidy, who played Lurch.
Okay.
Actually played Thing.
Okay, maybe I did hear that before. Okay.
There was one other guy. There was a few scenes where Thing was in with Ted Cassidy, who played Lurch, and there was another actor. And actually, I met that guy on the set, and he came up to say, "Oh, I played Thing in the series." And I go, "Okay," but I realized he didn't play through the whole series. He just played it on the scenes where Lurch was in the same scene as Thing. But yeah.
Wow.